What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a fantastic night so far. We have a very special show tonight with some very special talent. Ross, why don't you introduce our guest waiting backstage, future Miami Hurricane in the making?
We've got one of our 2022 cornerback commits here. We got Jaden Harris out of Atlanta.
What's going on?
Jaden, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. We greatly appreciate it. How's your night going so far?
Man, thank you for having me.
He broke up a little bit, but we'll get him back on. It's all good. Jaden, can you hear us all right?
Yes, sir. You hear me?
Perfect. We can hear you great now. Jaden, first off, congratulations signing your letter of intent to the University of Miami. Walk me through that day, man. How excited were you to, officially become a Miami Hurricane?
I was so excited, man. One of the best days. It was unbelievable. Man, I can't even explain it. Putting that name on that paper, it just felt so real.
So, Jaden, I got to ask, now that you're a Miami Hurricane, when was the moment you knew you were going to sign your letter of intent to the University of Miami?
About 4 a.m. 4 a.m. I was battling in between Georgia Tech and Miami because that was home. Georgia Tech was home, so it was one of those things that felt right. But Miami, it was over the top. It felt perfect. Fun fact: I forgot what video it is. I think it's a part of the 30 for 30. The Miami Hurricanes is all about you 30 for 30.
Yep.
So I'm watching that at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I finally went to sleep. I said I'm signed with Miami in the morning, man.
Jaden, how did this process go for you? Because you got offered by the other coaching staff, and then we had Cristobal come in. How did that throw any issues into you, or make you think twice about Miami, or was Cristobal the guy you just fell in love with?
Right. So once I fell in love with Miami and committed to Miami, it was over with. It was mostly on the fact of did they want me still or not, or I had to figure out if they were going to bring in some other guys or things like that. So I was fine with the new coaching change, even though I committed to Coach Diaz. I was fine with the coaching. I was fine with that.
What are you working on this offseason? What do you really want to get better at before you get to college?
Pretty much everything. Like I don't have a certain thing I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to get better with my technique. I'm trying to get better, just a little bit stronger, put on some weight before I get there. But most importantly, that's new. I'm trying to make sure I don't have any like kinks or like in my body. I'm trying to make sure I'm like 100% when I get to Miami.
Hey, Jaden, was Travaris Robinson your primary recruiter during, your decision process with the University of Miami?
Yes, sir, he was.
How has that relationship been with Coach T. Rob? Just speaking with him and, him being your potential coach in the near future.
It was growing every single day. Since the day that he had offered me, we had been talking. Our relationship just kept growing and growing. He's such a funny guy. I just love being around Coach T. Rob, man. So that's he was a big reason why I chose Miami, because he could help me in so many different ways and develop me as a player. So, and then I just had a bond with him. Like, I really felt comfortable with him.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think it's outstanding. You've developed a great relationship with Coach Travaris Robinson. Have you spoken to Mario Cristobal yet at all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I spoke to him. We talked a lot throughout the process when he first got there. He just said he was excited to coach me, and that's all I needed to hear.
So I got to ask, Jaden, what are your goals stepping into, campus? You're a Miami Hurricane. What are some things you want to succeed as a true freshman?
Right. So a lot of guys will go ahead and say, "Oh, I want to play as a true freshman. I want to start as a true freshman." But I'm one of those guys where I want to help the team in any way possible, whether that's on special teams, my freshman year, whether that's starting, whatever the case may be. I just want to help the team as much as possible and just have a positive record as my freshman year going into those next years. Go ahead and start to turn around that thing now and just have a winning record. That's one of my goals.
Great.
Jaden, are you working with any specific trainers?
Yes, sir. Oliver Davis. I'm working with him pretty much try to go like 3 or 4 times throughout the week. Right now, I'm not working with him because I got to get like my back right, but I'm working with him.
He's that dude, man. You already know he's going to get you right. Like he's just that dude. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
Have you had a chance to get to know any of these other 2022 commits in the Hurricanes class?
Yes, sir. So I played with Chris Graves and Jalil on a Cam Newton team, and we played on that national team that won the national championship in Texas. So funny fact is, I roomed with Chris Graves, so we were getting kind of cool. And Jalil, we just was talking the whole time. So those were two of the guys I was talking to the most out there. I definitely had. If you told me that I'd be signed to the same team as them at that time, I'll tell you a lie.
That's pretty cool. You've already had a relationship, with Chris Graves, getting to know him. Jaden, what are some things you're going to be working on, this off season transitioning to, your first year at Miami?
Definitely just becoming more polished as a cornerback. Just getting better with my feet, getting better with my technique, all of it. Like I like working on all of it. I don't have like a certain thing that I feel like. I feel like you can get better at all of it. There's no need to try to specialize and get better at one single thing because, you can get better every day at all aspects of the game. Also, just getting a better knowledge for the game. I know it's a lot that I have to learn. So I've been talking to Coach T-Rob already about sending me like some playbook, learning the divider rules and stuff like that. Just getting better, just becoming a better student of the game in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's outstanding. You want to get the playbook, get ahead of the game,
Yes,
be
sir.
always one step ahead. I think that's great. Um,
Yeah.
Jaden, how are you doing in the weight room right now? I'm curious. What are you benching, squatting? Kind of what are your numbers there?
Bench, I'm benching 270 for like 2 reps. Squat, I don't have an updated squat because we didn't max out. We haven't maxed out since spring. I haven't maxed out on squat since spring.
Okay, that's
Um, power clean, I got what did I get? I got 235 on power clean.
yeah. I mean, you're only going to get stronger from there. So if you're doing 275, 270 as a 17, 18-year-old, imagine when you're 22.
Oh
It
yeah,
should double. So I think that's outstanding.
thank you.
Jaden, you can answer this question now as a Miami Hurricane. Why do you love the game of football?
Why do I love the game of football? Man, it's a lot that goes into that love, but it's I can't even explain it. Just the feeling when I get on the field, it's just a different. I feel like I can be somebody else. I get to be somebody that I'm actually not off the field, and I just love the team aspect part of the game. Like it just feels like war. You go out there with all your brothers, and you just fight for something that everybody wants, and that's just to win. So it's just such a competitive game. I just love everything about it.
So
I
what are
love
the
the process
Miami?
too.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I just love the process of the game. It's like you really got to put your all into it, and even then, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna win. So it's a lot. It's a lot. That's a hard question. Like, why do I love the game? It's so much. I could talk about it all day.
I understand, man. I understand. I know it's deep. You got to have that deep fire and that deep passion to want to play this game at the highest level. So that's great that you have that already.
Yes, sir.
How do you describe your game then? After the season that you just had as a senior, what kind of player are the Miami Hurricanes getting?
Very physical. I'm a very physical corner. I got the speed and just a physical corner that run support. I could pretty much do it all. Get in and out in breaks. I'm about 6 foot, so I'm not one of those 6'2", 6'3" corners, but I'm one of those quicker corners, like short area quickness and just be able to run with anybody kind of guy. Special teams too. I love to play special teams when I get down there. So that's something I'm big on is playing on special teams.
Well,
Jaden, we got some fans wanted to ask you a couple questions. Do you play
Sure.
any other sports besides football?
So yes, sir. To answer that, well, now I'm kind of just focused on football, of course, but I grew up playing baseball. I grew up playing soccer, basketball. all kinds of sports, kickball, you name it. I played volleyball for like 2 or 3 years as well.
There you go. That's great, man. You're playing different sports. I think that's how you develop and become a better athlete. So
Oh yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
outstanding. Um, Another question they want to know: have you reached out to any players on the current team right now?
Yes, so I talked to Chris Graves. I talked to him a lot, actually through the process, just seeing what he thought about it, how he felt, and I talked to Jalil a little bit.
Sigmund wants to know what's your 40 time.
So I have 240 times that's out there. I have a 4.48 that's verified. I ran at my sophomore year, and I've also ran a 4.38. I ran both clock time.
That's extremely impressive. Wow. I think that's great. You're doing it at such a young age, and I think that's outstanding. You've played different sports, Jaden. I'll be honest, when me and Ross had you on the show before, we weren't really sure if you were going to end up at Miami. So now that you signed your letter of intent, we were extremely happy for you, man. And
Yes,
we
sir.
can't wait to see you on Saturdays at a Hard Rock Stadium.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was trying to keep it on the down low. So I was probably bluffing you guys.
Well, Ross, you got anything else for Jaden before we let him go?
No, that's it, man. I'm good to go here, man. Jaden, just thank you for giving us a little time. I mean, you're one of our newest commits, so it's always good to tap in with you and see how our new commits are feeling and what they're thinking about.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys for having me on the show, man. Any chance I can get to talk to the people, I know they probably got a lot of questions because a lot of people don't know me. So just thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to come on here and talk with them and talk with y'all.
Absolutely, Jaden. We look forward to your success at the University of Miami, and you'll be one of our favorite Hurricanes this upcoming season, no doubt
Yes,
about
sir.
it.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate that.
Take care, Jaden.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, that was Jaden Harris. Recently signed his letter of intent to the University of Miami, guys. Look out for Jaden Harris. He plays cornerback, and I guarantee he's going to be starting on Saturdays. All right, Ross, we got our next guest backstage. Why don't you introduce our very talented underclassman, class of 2023?
We have a 2023 safety here, Bryce Thornton from Milton High School in Georgia. Bryce has got offers from Georgia, Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Tennessee, Michigan State, plus more.
Bryce, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, Ross just literally went through the list of schools that have offered you, man. I got to say that it's quite impressive already. Class of 2023 to have those many colleges reach out to you. I mean, I think that's tremendous so far in your early recruiting
Thank
cycle.
you.
Ross, tell the viewers what Bryce brings to the table at the safety position and why he's such a special talent.
He does a little bit of everything at the safety position: versatility, athleticism, strength, speed, short burst quickness. One hell of a tackler too. I mean, he can pretty much get lined up wherever they need him to, and he can produce for them in high school. There's no doubt about it.
Bryce, anything you saw that you want to add to that?
Ball skills.
Ball
Very good
skills.
ball skills.
Yeah.
So, Bryce, I got to ask, are you familiar with the University of Miami at all? Have you been on campus? What's been your relationship with the staff?
I had a good relationship with the staff, especially with Van Dyke. Me and him talk a lot. Me and Van Dyke talk a lot. I had never been to Miami, but I always watch, little documentaries like The U. Always seen it and liked it.
Absolutely, yeah. Actually, Jaden Harris, we had him on before you came on, and he said the reason why he committed to Miami at 4 a.m., he saw the U documentary. So that was like the final push. So it seems like a lot of, football players like yourself and Jaden are watching it more and more. So that's very cool how you become informative with the University of Miami. Are you familiar with Ed Reed at all?
Yes.
One of the greatest safeties to play of all time, Sean
The best to
Taylor.
ever do it.
Exactly. Yes. They went to the U, so you're in good hands if you come here.
Yes.
Hey, Bryce, what's your current height and weight right now?
Right now, I'm 5'11", 190.
How did this season go for Milton High School?
We came up short in the state championship. We lost to Collins Hill, but we had a good season.
Do you remember what kind of stats you put up this year?
I had 6 picks on the year, 54 solo tackles, and I had 2 pick sixes.
What are you getting into this offseason for workouts? Where do you really want to take your game to the next level?
I just want to get my technique better, my feet. I want even more picks. I just want to have a better overall than what I had this year.
Hey, Bryce, how's this summer going to be looking for you? You know, you're going to be entering your senior season. Are you going to be visiting any colleges,
Yes.
the rest of the way?
Yes.
What schools do you plan on attending?
For right now, the 3 I'm thinking about attending is Miami, Michigan State, and Tennessee.
Wow. Yeah, it's outstanding, schools to, visit on campus. Those are all great programs. In Miami side, DeMarcus, Coach Van Dyke has been your primary recruiter at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Have you spoken to anyone else on the staff at all?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. How are you doing in the weight room so far?
I'm doing real well. I love to lift weights.
What are you benching and squatting?
My bench is 245 and my squat is 305.
Oh, very cool. Awesome. And what are you looking for in a university? Later down the road will kind of weigh into your final decision.
Whoever can help me get to NFL and make me a better young man.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Bryce, who are some of your favorite players, some guys that you like to study that you can take pieces of their game and add it to yours?
I like Jamal Adams because he's aggressive and like when he's in the box. I love Jesse Bates. I love Mix Fitzpatrick. Just Buda Baker, how aggressive they play, they ball skills. That's what I like about them.
Describe your game. It's a future. We still have another year till we have to evaluate you at the college level, but tell us about your game. What makes Bryce Thornton such an incredible safety?
I love to hit. That's why I play defense. I'd rather hit somebody than get hit. And I just want the ball. I love picks, make on the other sideline mad because I done caught a pick. Hey, I love it.
Bryce, we currently have over 120 people watching this interview live. Tell the
Mm-hmm.
viewers something that they don't know about Bryce Thornton that
Bryce Thornton is the best at video games.
Really?
Everybody know that. I'm the best at Madden.
At Madden, okay. Who's your
Yes.
team?
I usually use Rams.
Rams, okay.
Defensive team.
Interesting. All right, very cool. That's great. Well, Bryce, man. Oh, go ahead, Ross. I sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I was going to say, Bryce, during game week, when you're studying game film, what are some of the first things you try to identify on the offense you're going to be going against?
I like to see the tendencies, especially of the quarterback. Like, what does he do? Does he stare the quarterback down? Does he look away to try to? Because I'm guarding the best player, so I just like to see what moves he do, what moves he love to do, his angles. I just try to study.
What are your main duties that your high school coaches ask of you to do on a week-to-week basis?
Especially this year, he wanted me to talk more in the back end to get everybody set because he wanted me to be a leader this year. And he helped me to become a leader this year on the defense end, just making sure everybody knew what to do and get everybody in their position.
Bryce, man, I'm extremely looking forward to see how you perform, this upcoming senior season. I know you're going to do great things. Me and Ross, we're coming away very impressed. You're a very outspoken young man, and it seems like, we know you're going to do great things on the football field and off the football field. So we'll be definitely checking you out this upcoming senior season, and hopefully you come down on campus, take a visit, and you like what you see from the University of Miami.
Yes.
Ross, anything else for Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce, and I ask this question to every recruit we get on here. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get the passion to go out there and compete at the highest level?
It's really been my dad. Since young, we always played football. He went to Georgia and all that, but he just helped me Love the game of football. Even my first touchdown, I remember it, just loving the game.
That's great. Great answer. I love it, man. That's it for me, Paul.
Gotta love it, Bryce. We love passionate football players, and we know you're gonna do great things, Bryce. So thank you again for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, Bryce. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right, that was Bryce Thornton. Man, he's gonna be a star at the next level, Ross. I mean, he's class of 2023 safety. Once again, go over the list of offers Bryce has as a junior in high school. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, and it's not just local good offers. He's getting offers coast to coast. Getting that Oregon offer is a big deal. You know, that opens doors. That catches people's attention pretty quick when you get that offer across the state.
We have another very talented guest backstage. Ross is actually a really big fan of our next guest. He's very talented. I think he's someone Canes fans would want to keep an eye out for. Ross, do the honors.
We have got 2023 DB Antonio Hazen Cotman Jr. from Life Christian Academy in Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Antonio, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How y'all doing?
Good, doing well.
Yes,
we can't
sir.
see you on the screen, but it's all good. It's all. Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Yes, sir.
Antonio, how was this past season for you?
Oh, it's been great. It was definitely a great season. That was actually my first year. It's actually my first year playing corner. So
Okay.
I was a safety. At first, I was mainly a linebacker, but I switched to safety. So this is my first year corner, and I'm loving the transition. And
was it tough for you?
No, it wasn't tough. I felt like I was at home.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Very cool. And
Okay.
was it your high school coach, advising you? Maybe it was to play at the Power 5
my
level?
high school coach, Coach Nice, he advised me to play corner. He said coaches would really want me to see me at corner. So, and that's when I just took that change and went to corner.
Yeah, very cool.
Made that
That's
change.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Antonio, what's your current height and weight?
I'm 6'3", 195.
Have you had your reach measured?
Yes, sir. It's 76.
Okay, I noticed that you've got that long lean attribute. I can see why teams are high on you. So
Yes,
how did this season go for Life Christian Academy?
We had our ups and downs, really. Like we had lost a few games because of mental errors and just stuff with us, it's off the field. People not coming to practice. But look, we had a great season though. Great team. And this team that's coming up is gonna be even better.
Do you remember the stats you put up this year?
Not offhand. I can tell you some offhand stuff I got 2 picks, 1 forced fumble, about 11 PBUs, 2 tackle for losses. What else? And I think a fumble recovery.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
That's offhand though. There's probably some more tackles. And probably solo tackles. I probably got 27.
Yeah. Hey, Antonio, who are some players, you looked up to in the NFL or maybe watch film of, as a young high school football player?
I really like growing up, I really like Ray Lewis. That was really growing up. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. I really loved them growing up. And just so happens, they became their Canes. So
yeah.
Crazy. Because I was a Ravens fan at first. I grew up a Ravens fan, but I'm a Seahawks fan now though.
Very cool. Interesting.
Go Hawks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Antonio. You actually got to meet Ed Reed before the Miami UNC game?
Miami, yes, sir, I did. I definitely did.
How was that experience for you meeting Ed Reed, one of your favorite players growing up?
Oh, it was life-changing. It was for me and my dad to meet him. It was crazy. I can't lie. Just being in his presence, man. It's just I sit there and I join this Instagram live, but to be there in person and just to talk to him, that was a dream come true. I met Ed Reed, Hall of Famer.
How did they make that happen for you? Because from what I recall, you were actually on a visit to go see UNC that game, but one of the coaches brought Ed Reed over
I
to
was
you.
with my mentor, and like we were just walking around the facility. We were just walking around the field, and we just so happened to see one of the coaches that I had met from the camp, and he had saw me, and he was talking to me, and then he had called Ed Reed over, and then that's when I had met him.
What did you have a chance to talk with Ed about? Did he give you some good advice?
He was really talking to my dad. Really, he was just telling me I look good for my size, and he told me keep working on my craft, and I'm gonna be great.
Antonio, I'm curious. Miami, they have a new coaching change. Did you ever speak with anyone when Mario Cristobal was at Oregon? Have you spoken to anyone on Miami staff? What's your relationship there?
I didn't even know that they made a I talked to Coach DVD. Yeah, so I didn't even know they had a new coaching staff. So I talked to Coach DVD about that.
Gotcha.
Right.
Seems like Coach Van Dyke. He's spoken to everyone we've had on the show so far, so he seems like the go-to guy.
Right.
Antonio, how are you doing in the weight room? You mentioned Ed Reed complimented your size. How are you doing bench press? Squat wise.
Like as of right now, I don't have any numbers like on hand, but like when I was like, cause like like this season, like we got to rebuild back up. But when I was at my peak, I had my max was 275, and my squat was 460, I think.
Pretty good squatting. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Antonio, what kind of workouts are you doing this off season? To get your game to the next level before your senior season starts.
Well, I'm working out with my trainer Rock Carmichael, so he has new things in store for me every day. So I would we mixing in field work with speed work. It's a lot. It's like he got a whole training regimen for me. So it's a lot.
What colleges are showing you the most love right now?
Really, like I can't even single any college out right now because it's a lot of colleges that's showing me love. Like it's several names.
Antonio, then on when it's game week and you're getting ready to break down your opponent, what are you looking for on that offense? What do you try to identify early that you can take advantage of?
Well, first off, I like to look at how the receivers align when he's running routes. Like say if the receiver will lean his foot in. Like I look for little details, or like if they touch their mouthpiece, that's when they're ready to get the ball. Or I look for the skinny details for real. And like I'll look at certain route combinations that they're running, like the QB tendency of like what I'm saying. Like let me give you let me see. I know personnel basically. I study the personnel. It's really easy. Watching film is really easy. And then like when you watch film and you prepare for the game, it gives you an edge of the game.
Antonio, before we let you go, what's something you can tell the viewers watching or after this is uploaded on YouTube about yourself that maybe they don't know about you right now?
Well, I'm a like. What do you mean? Like, hold on. Can you say that again? I couldn't like the phone was breaking up. Can you say it again?
Yeah, absolutely. What is something people don't know about you? Maybe a hidden talent that you
Okay.
have. Yeah,
Well, I want to become a zoologist. Some people don't know that. Like I have a love for animals. I want to be a zoologist. Like after football, like I'm gonna get a degree in zoology. So that's something that people don't know anything about me.
very cool.
Yes, sir.
And Antonio, I just got one last question for you here, and it's a question I ask all of our recruits that come on. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion and desire to play at the highest level?
I really got that passion after my grandmother had passed because, like, when she would always talk about me playing in the NFL, but I wasn't really tapped into it really like at a young age. But then once my grandmother said like that she wants me to play in the NFL. She wants to play for her favorite team. It really had motivated me. And when she had died, I really took that as I gotta do this. This is for her. So like that's my why. I do it for my grandma and I do it for my family.
Remember, Canes fans, this is a player right here that Ed Reed went out of his way to talk to let him know how much he liked his game. And we all know how Ed Reed can scout talent and he can have a lot of pull in our recruiting room there. So it's just fantastic to have Antonio on here and getting the chance to talk to him. I always wanted to hear about that story, Paul. I really did.
Well, Antonio, thank you so much for your time tonight. We greatly appreciate it, and we know you're going to do great things moving forward. So thank you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. You got it, Antonio. Take care. Thank you again. All right. Ross, one more time. Just a brief summary of Antonio, top cornerback, class of 2023.
Athletic, and he has that length that they're looking for at the position. He's kind of got a little bit of a Richard Sherman body type, very, very subtle moves that he does that are very impactful. I noticed he liked to talk about the little details, and you see it in his game, dude. You really see him master some of the small things. So for him to have some of that already as a 2023 kid, I'm expecting a pretty big year from him in 2020 or the next season, and I expect Miami's probably going to give him an offer.
Yeah, no, Antonio Cotman is definitely a name to look out for. We had Bryce Thornton as well, another big defensive back to look out for. I don't know if you guys saw today, but it will be Elite Prospect Day is January 22nd. It'll be coming up in literally less than a month from now, Ross. Jaden Wayne has been invited, 5-star defensive lineman out of your neck of the woods in the Pacific Northwest. He's someone we had on a few times on this show. He did tell us beforehand he will be making the trip to Miami, and that's going to be huge. He's a must-get.
I'm so glad the staff is already in touch with him, dude. I mean, hearing about Diaz and the staff there not, completely cutting off contact, and then to hear that when Cristobal got there, the contact was immediately made again. So, I mean, Cristobal recognizes the talent, and a lot of guys, anybody who's seen his film knows what Jaden Wayne can do. He is an absolute elite player.
He's going to be a must-get for this class. He was getting recruited by Mario Cristobal in Oregon. I think he's still going to be a priority in Miami as well. He's been on campus. He's spoken to Calais Campbell. He's been to Paradise Camp. He's taken official visits. I think he's a priority, especially in the trenches. No doubt about it.
He's also a big fan of Salavea. So if that does, come to fruition, and he is our defensive line coach, that's just another connection right there to help us get Jaden Wayne.
Ross, I don't know if you picked up on this, but Jaden Harris, you mentioned, Travaris Robinson giving him the playbook, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that was before the Cristobal hire or not, but maybe he knows who the defensive coordinator is. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah. Or at least has a lot better idea than a lot of us do.
If it's Derek, why am I
Mason?
Derek Mason. I don't know why I blanked on that. If Derek Mason from Auburn is the next defensive coordinator, I'll be extremely excited. Extremely excited.
Mason or Schumann are the two guys I'm pretty much narrowed down on, Mason, I'd have absolutely no problem with him coming in to run our defense. No problem.
I think Schumann's at $600K salary. Mason's over $1 million. So I think we'll be fine for both spending the money. It's pick your poison. I think Mason would be better. He runs a 3-4. I know there's been some arguments on Twitter what we should run as a program. So it'll be interesting who they roll with.
If we run a 3-4, at first there's going to be some things that stand out a little bit that might not be typical 3-4 because we don't have the personnel to do that, especially in the depth end so far. But what we'll do is we'll recruit and hit the transfer portal in line with what we want going forward. So it's just a matter of making the process happen and having the current guys on our team turn into the players they want them to be.
Guys, hit the subscribe button if you want Derek Mason, Auburn's defensive coordinator, former Vanderbilt's head coach, to be the next DC at the University of Miami. Hit the like button if you want Coach Schumann, Georgia's co-defensive coordinator, to be the next defensive coordinator at the University of Miami. Would love to see the comparison there. By the way, another big-time player who got a personal invite from Coach Cristobal today, Brandon Innes, one of the top receivers in the class of 2023. I think one of the top overall athletes out of American Heritage Plantation. He can play quarterback. He can play receiver. He does it all. He's one of the most elite athletes in the nation. Do you think we have a shot, Ross?
I hope so. I really do. I think we have more of a shot now than we had before. That's for damn sure. At least the fact we're talking about it means something, Paul. It really does.
Yeah. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Brandon Innes was a former commit to the University of Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley goes to USC, so then he decommits from Oklahoma. His recruitment is class of 2023.
Just a little heads up for you guys here who are into recruiting. We're going to be trying to do these shows pretty much on a weekly basis. So next week, take a look out for our guy, Colin Hurley. Will definitely be joining us next week on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And, we do recruiting shows. We cover 2023, 2022, 2024. Just keep in mind when it is the class of 2023's turn to get their primetime spotlight, because obviously the priority is still on class of 2022. We've already interviewed like everyone. So this is just going to reciprocate for the next class in class of 2023. And we're going to have a good hand of recruits coming on, because we just had literally 2 guys class of 2023 who are probably going to be top 100 players to top 150.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting good in the future here, guys. Thankfully, we've got elite recruiters, and we've got kids who are interested now in wanting to play for Miami. It's changed. The way they talk to us, the way they answer these questions, it's changed. And I'll tell you what, Jaden Harris, you could see it in his eyes, dude. You could see it in his personality, even the way he was carrying himself. When we were speaking about Miami, he had a lot of pride in his decision, and he's very, very has a lot of pride in being a Miami Hurricane. So congrats to Jaden. Love having him on the team.
Yeah, I'm great kid, phenomenal athlete, and I'm very curious how his development will be. Seems like it'll be under Travaris Robinson as his interview went, so be very curious. Ross, I believe his name is Mason Thomas, linebacker of Cardinal Gibbons, just picked up a Miami Hurricanes offer. His teammate Ahmad Moden, we've had on this show last week or a couple weeks ago. Manny Diaz did not offer Ahmad Moden or Mason Thomas a spot on this roster, didn't give them a look. Cristobal comes in, they both get offers. Well, what the hell, Coach Diaz? First of all, just shows night and day the evaluation process. What do you think about Mason Thomas? I think he's an Iowa State commit or an Iowa State heavy lean at the moment.
Yeah, if he's not committed, he's definitely a heavy lean that way. But very sound player, technically sound. Very, the fundamentals, the basics are all there already. And that's a big deal when you're getting a kid from high school to go to college. If they've already got that kind of mastered, you can start to teach them the college stuff you need them to right away. You don't have to rehash things or go over things that already should have been done. He is a very sound player, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's a P5 caliber player. I don't know why the other staff didn't offer him, Paul. I have no idea.
Guys, hit subscribe if you believe Mario Cristobal is impacting South Florida recruiting in ways Manny Diaz can only dream of, which he is, by the way. Hit the like button if you're excited to see Ahmad Moden, Mason Thomas, both from Cardinal Gibbons teammates, get offers from the University of Miami. Like I said, Mario Cristobal, he's shutting down recruiting in South Florida. It's a complete 180. And honestly, guys, I'm expecting a top 10 class moving forward. Once we're done with class of 2022, from 23 and beyond, he's going to lock it down. I think Mason Thomas would be an outstanding addition if he's an Iowa State lean, Iowa State commit. Iowa State doesn't come to South Florida ever. So if they get a guy from there, going to the big, I think in the Big 12, I just blanked on that. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. When Matt Campbell, before he got to Iowa State, it's one of those programs you never even thought of. Well,
no.
Never. But Matt Campbell, I think he did a good job, but he's also considered a good coach as well. So if he evaluates you as a good talent from South Florida, you got to trust his evaluation. So I think it would be a great addition. I think Ahmad Moden would be a great get. And, we just got to keep it moving. Keep it moving and, hopefully get the best players in the portal.
Well, bro, I mean, these guys that I'm super high on. And if if Cristobal pulls a miracle and he lands Cyrus Moss, Kevin Coleman, and Shamar Stewart, I mean, just bonkers, absolutely bonkers. If he lands 2 out of 3 of those guys, it's still a major pull, dude. Seriously, because you don't get in the game with those elite players this late usually.
Kevin Coleman, Steve Wiltfong put a crystal ball for him to Miami, and Josh Newberg. Newberg covers Florida State. Wiltfong is like 24/7 Sports, like national recruiting analyst, kind of their go-to guy. So I'm confident Coleman. I think we're confident with Coleman. Cyrus Moss, we had him on our show like a day before he made his decision.
Yeah.
We were both kind of 50-50. We'll see. I think we're in a good situation, though, because he did a show with us. He was going to speak with Bolden and Brevin Jordan before his decision. So I don't know. It's either Miami or USC. I don't think it's Arizona State. And then Shamar Stewart's a local guy out of Opelika, Florida. 10's Monsignor Pace. Hey, I think the ball's in our court. He is looking at Georgia and Texas A&M as well. Jimbo Fisher's been killing it in recruiting.
It's going to be tough to pull one like that right now. It really is. Cristobal is going to need a little more time and a little more chance to prove himself. You know, wins are going to be what kind of starts to change everything at Miami. We know he can recruit, but if we start winning double-digit, to the double-digit level right away, dude, recruiting is just going to take off, bro. It'll just absolutely take off. And I'll tell you what, man, finding out about Cyrus Moss cutting off his interviews right after we had his interview with him kind of makes me feel good a little bit too, man. It really does, dude. It makes me feel like we've got a decent shot to get this guy.
Hey, we'll find out very soon. They're making their announcements at the I think the Military All-American Bowl, January 8th, I believe is the date. So That's coming up. We'll see what happens. Ross, anything else for our viewers watching right now?
No, I think we kind of hit on everything that's going on. You know, like I was telling you guys, next week we'll have a 2024 quarterback Colin Hurley on, one of the Canes' favorite quarterbacks to tap in with. We'll talk to him about this incredible season that he had and what he's got going for him in the future. And of course, you guys know I'll bring on some other guests as well. We'll have multiple recruits on like usual.
Yeah, guys. We had 14,000 views in our last video. We greatly appreciate your support.
Yes.
Any new people watching us, if you guys can support us in any way by hitting subscribe or the like button, that would mean the world to us. So thank you so much again, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, and always all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.